In today's society, where sharing every detail of our lives has become the norm, the concept of maintaining an air of mystery has unfortunately faded away. In today's digital era, social media platforms have become a powerful force that encourages us to share various aspects of our lives, ranging from our daily meals to our innermost thoughts. Imagine a new way of living. Imagine the possibility of simplifying our lives and finding greater happiness and fulfillment by adopting a more mysterious and selective approach to what we share. Discover the secrets to a more intriguing life with the book Become Mysterious, Stop Oversharing. See how easy your life gets. This guide will show you how to embrace the power of mystery. Over the course of 10 lessons, you will gain valuable insights on developing a mysterious aura, safeguarding your personal information, and crafting a unique and fulfilling existence. If you're ready to make your life easier, safeguard your privacy, and embrace the allure of the unknown, let's start this journey together by turning the page. Prepare to witness the incredible simplicity that awaits you when you choose to prioritize your own desires and stop divulging unnecessary information. Lesson 1. Listen more than you speak. Jessie was always known for being very open and sharing a lot with her friends and family. She would regularly share every aspect of her life on social media, including her breakfast choices and the latest relationship drama. Her friends frequently teased that they had a better grasp of Jessie's life than their own. One day, Jessie discovered a book called Become Mysterious, Stop Oversharing. See how easy your life gets. Captivated by the title, she made the choice to read it. One lesson that immediately grabbed her interest was listen more than you speak. Jessie came to the realization that she had been overly preoccupied with sharing her own stories, neglecting the importance of actively listening to others. She made a conscious effort to apply this lesson and began actively listening to her friends and family during conversations. Initially, Jessie found it difficult to refrain from sharing her own experiences or opinions. As she kept practicing active listening, she started to observe a shift in her relationships. Her friends began to confide in her more, sharing their own experiences and challenges. And Jessie discovered a greater capacity for understanding and compassion towards those in her life. Jessie noticed that as she continued to apply the lessons from the book, she became more discerning about the information she chose to share. Instead of sharing every aspect of her life, she chose to keep certain things to herself, creating an aura of intrigue. Jessie was pleasantly surprised to find that people were more interested in her when she refrained from sharing too much. Her thoughts and opinions started to capture their interest, leading to more meaningful conversations. Jessie's decision to listen more than she spoke had a profound impact on her relationships, making them more intriguing and meaningful. She gained a reputation as a reliable confidant, always ready to listen without passing judgment. Her friends and family began turning to her for guidance and assistance, strengthening their relationships. Jessie came to the realization that by being a better listener and not dominating conversations, she was able to strengthen her relationships and develop a deeper self-awareness. She realized that she didn't require constant approval from others by sharing too much, and that her own thoughts and emotions were incredibly valuable. As Jessie pursued her path to cultivate an air of mystery, she discovered that her life became more satisfying and less burdened by the judgments and demands of others. She had discovered the importance of active listening and the value of maintaining personal boundaries. Ultimately, Jessie transformed into a person who exuded confidence, empathy, and an air of intrigue. She experienced a profound shift in her relationships and found a deep sense of peace and contentment within. By choosing to listen more than she spoke, she found a straightforward solution. To cultivate a sense of wonder and bring clarity to our lives, it is crucial to prioritize listening over speaking. By changing our approach to prioritize listening instead of self-expression, we can develop stronger connections, gain valuable insights, and create an air of curiosity that attracts others to us while staying true to ourselves and our well-being. Listening attentively to others allows them to freely express themselves without worrying about being judged or interrupted. When we fully concentrate on others, we show a genuine appreciation for their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This act of empathy and validation helps to build trust and connection, as people feel genuinely heard and understood. Amidst a world where people often experience feelings of isolation and disconnection, the act of listening can have a profound impact on one's healing and personal development. In addition, when we prioritize listening over speaking, we gain access to a vast amount of knowledge and valuable perspectives that we might have missed otherwise. Understanding others requires recognizing the individuality of each person, influenced by their personal journey, obstacles, and dreams. Through actively listening to their stories, we can gain a deeper understanding of the human experience and expand our own horizons in the process. We gain knowledge about diverse cultures, beliefs, and ways of life, which can prompt us to question our assumptions, broaden our perspectives, and foster a more empathetic and comprehensive worldview. This can enhance our personal appeal and make us more intriguing people, as we possess a vast array of knowledge and insights to share in our interactions with others. By prioritizing listening over speaking, we can be more deliberate and discerning in our communication. By shifting our attention away from constantly sharing our own thoughts and opinions, we open up room for reflection and introspection. We can make thoughtful choices about the information we share, ensuring that our contributions to the conversation are meaningful, relevant, and impactful. By carefully choosing what we reveal, we create an aura of intrigue and complexity that attracts others to us, while still staying true to ourselves and maintaining our personal limits. We gain an air of mystery and charm, as people are naturally intrigued by those who don't divulge everything about themselves immediately. In addition, through active listening, we build a reputation as a dependable and trustworthy individual who can be relied upon and trusted with confidential information. In a world filled with gossip and betrayal, people often look for someone they can trust and confide in without worrying about being judged or exposed. By prioritizing active listening over speaking, we demonstrate our commitment to respecting and safeguarding others' information. As a result, it fosters stronger and more meaningful connections based on trust and understanding. By establishing ourselves as trustworthy and compassionate people, we will naturally attract others who seek our guidance and friendship. Being fully present and attentive to others allows us to better understand their nonverbal cues, tone of voice, and subtle communication styles. Having a greater understanding can assist us in effectively handling challenging discussions, finding resolutions to conflicts, and offering assistance to those who require it. Developing our ability to listen allows us to better connect with and understand others, enhancing our relationships and effectiveness in various aspects of life. We can become more intriguing and captivating people through our emotional intelligence and resilience, as we have a unique ability to deeply connect with others. When we redirect our attention towards others, we recognize and respect the value of every individual we come across. We understand that every individual has a unique story to share, and by actively listening to these stories, we can gain a greater understanding and appreciation for the diverse range of human experiences. This humble and compassionate attitude can make us more intriguing and captivating, as it distinguishes us from the self-centered and attention-seeking behavior that has become prevalent in our society. When people feel acknowledged and appreciated, they are more likely to share their best ideas, collaborate towards shared objectives, and provide support during difficult times. Through the act of listening, we have the power to inspire others and foster empathy and understanding that reaches far beyond our own circle. By cultivating a culture of listening and collaboration, we can enhance our influence and impact, while also adding to our sense of mystery and allure. Certainly, mastering the art of listening can be challenging, especially in a society that tends to value self-promotion and excessive sharing. Many people find it tempting to dominate conversations, share every detail of their lives on social media, and constantly seek validation from others. By prioritizing active listening over speaking, we can gradually reshape our thinking patterns and cultivate more effective ways of communicating and engaging with others. We can discover the satisfaction and happiness that comes from simply listening, without always craving attention or validation from others. One effective approach to increase our listening skills is to develop a mindset of curiosity and openness. Instead of trying to prove our own point or convince others to agree with us, we can approach conversations with a sincere desire to learn and comprehend. Through the use of open-ended questions and a willingness to understand different viewpoints, we can acquire fresh insights, expand our understanding, and strengthen our connections with others. Our natural curiosity and openness allow us to delve into ideas and experiences beyond our own, making us more intriguing and captivating. When we stop seeking approval from others, we can concentrate on our inner thoughts and cultivate a stronger sense of self. We can develop confidence in our own instincts, values, and beliefs without relying on external validation or approval. Developing a strong bond with ourselves helps us stay grounded, true to ourselves, and better equipped to handle life's obstacles. We become more intriguing and captivating when we have an inner strength and self-assurance. Our quiet confidence emanates from within, adding to our allure. By changing our approach to prioritize listening instead of self-expression, we can form stronger connections, gain valuable insights, and create an air of curiosity that attracts others to us while still maintaining our privacy and peace of mind. In a world that can often feel overwhelming and disconnected, the ability to truly listen is a valuable skill that has the power to transform our lives and relationships in meaningful ways. Let's all aim to be better listeners and create a world filled with empathy, understanding, and a sense of wonder. Lesson 2. Be selective about what personal information you share. In today's fast-paced digital world, where social media and online platforms have become deeply ingrained in our everyday routines, the urge to divulge personal information can be quite compelling. Sharing every aspect of our lives, including our thoughts, feelings, daily routines, and personal milestones, is highly encouraged. Nevertheless, the continuous expectation to share can result in significant implications for our privacy, safety, and overall well-being. To maintain a sense of intrigue and safeguard ourselves from the dangers of revealing too much, it's crucial that we become more discerning in the personal details we share on the internet. It is important to be cautious about sharing personal information in order to protect our privacy. In today's digital era, data has become a highly sought-after asset, with numerous companies and people keen on gathering and utilizing it to their advantage. When we share too much online, we run the risk of revealing personal information that should be kept private, like our address, financial details, or medical records. This information can be utilized by cybercriminals to unlawfully acquire our personal information, gain unauthorized access to our accounts, or participate in various fraudulent activities. While we may have confidence in the platforms we utilize, there is always a chance of data breaches or hacks that could jeopardize our personal information. In addition, sharing too much personal information can leave us open to targeted advertising, spam, and unwanted solicitations. By openly sharing our interests, habits, and preferences on the internet, we contribute valuable information that can be used to develop comprehensive profiles of our behavior and personality. Advertisers can purchase this information to deliver targeted ads and promotional content. While some people may appreciate the relevance and usefulness of these ads, others may have concerns about their privacy being violated and their online experience being compromised. It is crucial to be cautious when sharing personal information in order to safeguard our physical safety and security. It's important to be cautious about sharing too much personal information, as it can potentially lead to unwanted attention or harm. Sharing details of our daily routine or upcoming travel plans on social media can make us more susceptible to theft, burglary, or assault, as it provides potential criminals with information about our whereabouts. Likewise, when we share personal photos or videos that reveal identifying details about our home, workplace, or family members, it can lead to unwanted attention or potentially put our loved ones at risk. Sharing personal information selectively not only safeguards our privacy and safety, but also helps us uphold a positive online reputation. In today's modern era, our online presence plays a crucial role in shaping the initial impression we create for potential employers, clients, or romantic partners. By being mindful of the content we post online, we can portray ourselves positively and prevent any potential drawbacks of sharing too much. For instance, sharing inappropriate or offensive content, disclosing sensitive personal information, or getting involved in online disputes can all harm our reputation and make us less appealing to potential employers or partners. In addition, being cautious about what personal information we share can contribute to healthier relationships and boundaries with others. Sharing too much online can cause confusion between our public and private lives, potentially creating uncomfortable situations in our personal relationships. Sharing excessive details about our romantic life, family problems, or personal challenges on social media can make our friends and followers feel like they have access to information that should remain confidential. This can lead to misunderstandings or conflicts in our relationships, as it creates a sense of intimacy or familiarity that may not be reciprocated or appropriate. Alternatively, if we carefully choose what we share online, we can create an air of mystery and fascination that can enhance our appeal to others. By selectively sharing certain aspects of our lives and personalities, we can create an intriguing sense of depth and complexity that captivates others and piques their curiosity. Having a sense of mystery and anticipation can bring excitement and passion to the early stages of a romantic relationship, making it even more valuable. In addition, being cautious about what personal information we share can contribute to a stronger sense of self and personal identity. When we share too much online, we run the risk of letting social media and others' opinions define us completely. It's possible to get hooked on the validation and attention that comes with likes, comments, and followers, and lose touch with our true selves. By making conscious choices about our online sharing, we can preserve our privacy and independence, and cultivate a genuine and secure sense of self that doesn't rely on outside approval. Naturally, it's important to exercise caution when it comes to sharing personal information online, but that doesn't mean we should completely refrain from disclosing anything about ourselves. Sharing certain personal details can be a valuable way to connect with others and foster meaningful relationships. For instance, When we share our hobbies, interests, and values, we can connect with others who have similar passions and objectives. Likewise, when we share personal stories or experiences that are relevant and relatable, it can foster empathy and understanding with others, creating a sense of shared humanity and connection. It's important to be mindful and thoughtful about what we choose to share online, taking into account the possible consequences and advantages of disclosing personal information. When considering what to post online, it's important to think about whether the information is truly worth sharing, and if it could potentially harm our privacy or safety. We should also consider the context in which we share the information and think about whether it's suitable for the audience and purpose of the platform. Using privacy settings and controls on social media and other online platforms is an important strategy for being selective about sharing personal information. Platforms typically provide various options to manage the visibility of our posts, photos, and other content, as well as to restrict the amount of personal information that is publicly accessible. By utilizing these settings and consistently reviewing and updating them, we can effectively manage our online presence and minimize the risk of sharing too much or being exposed to unwanted attention. It's important to be cautious about the personal information we share online. We should think about alternative ways to express ourselves and connect with others that don't involve revealing sensitive details about our lives. As an illustration, rather than sharing our complete personal information like our full name, address, or phone number on the internet, we can opt for a pseudonym or create a separate email address for online interactions. In the same vein, rather than posting personal photos or videos that give away specific information about our whereabouts or loved ones, we can opt for sharing more broad or conceptual content that reflects our hobbies or beliefs without jeopardizing our privacy. By taking a moment to think about the consequences of our words and actions before sending or posting them, we can cultivate a more deliberate and considerate approach to online communication. By following these guidelines, we can steer clear of the negative consequences of being reactive, impulsive, or oversharing, and instead develop a genuine and significant online presence. Lesson 3. Answer vaguely or change the subject gracefully. The concept of maintaining an air of mystery seems to have been forgotten today, where sharing every detail of our lives has become the norm and personal boundaries have faded away. In today's world, social media platforms have made it incredibly easy for us to share every detail of our lives, both ordinary and personal. However, this constant sharing can come at the cost of our privacy and peace of mind. Nevertheless, if we desire to embrace a sense of intrigue and streamline our lives, one of the most valuable lessons we can learn is to respond vaguely or gracefully divert the conversation when confronted with intrusive inquiries or uncomfortable circumstances. By becoming proficient in this skill, we can safeguard our personal information, establish healthier boundaries, and create an air of fascination that attracts others to us while still staying true to ourselves and our well-being. There are various reasons why someone might choose to answer vaguely or change the subject, and one of them is to safeguard their privacy and personal information. It is crucial to be cautious about the personal information we disclose in today's digital era, where data is continuously gathered and examined. When we choose to be less specific or change the subject when asked personal questions, we can stay in charge of what others learn about us and reduce the risk of our information being misused or taken advantage of. It's crucial to keep this in mind when dealing with people we don't know well. They might not have our best intentions in mind or could exploit our personal information for their own benefit. Providing less specific answers or shifting the topic can contribute to establishing healthier boundaries in our relationships. When we share too much about ourselves too soon, we run the risk of creating a false sense of closeness that may not be reciprocated or suitable. Awkward or uncomfortable situations may arise when others expect more information or access to our lives than we are comfortable with. When we respond in a non-specific way or shift the conversation, we can politely establish our boundaries and indicate that certain subjects or information are not up for discussion without causing any offense or harm to the relationship. By selectively sharing certain aspects of ourselves and leaving room for interpretation, we can cultivate an intriguing and captivating persona. This is because mystery taps into our innate curiosity and longing to delve deeper into the people and things that captivate us. When we choose what to share and what to keep to ourselves, we encourage others to connect with us on a deeper level and invest more time and energy in getting to know us. Many people find it difficult to resist the urge to disclose more information than they are comfortable with, or to worry about appearing impolite or evasive by not providing direct answers. With practice and confidence, we can learn to gracefully deflect and maintain our sense of mystery without pushing others away or harming our relationships. Having a set of go-to phrases or topics can be helpful when it comes to redirecting the conversation or avoiding vague answers. For instance, if someone asks you a personal question that you are not comfortable answering, you could respond by saying, "That's a great question, but I'd prefer to keep some things private. And you, what do you think about I-related topic?" This enables you to acknowledge the question and demonstrate your active participation in the conversation, while also politely establishing your boundaries and redirecting the focus away from yourself. If you come across as anxious, defensive, or evasive while redirecting the conversation, it might make others suspicious or feel like you're hiding something. Instead, try to stay calm, friendly, and engaged while gently redirecting the conversation. Convey openness and warmth through body language and tone of voice, while also maintaining a sense of self-assurance and control. When responding, it's crucial to consider the context and the relationship. Avoid being vague or changing the subject. There are certain situations, like job interviews or professional settings, where it's important to give clear and detailed responses to questions, even if they are personal. Likewise, when it comes to our close relationships with trusted friends or family members, it can be helpful and advantageous to be more open and honest about our lives and experiences. It's important to evaluate each situation on its own and rely on our judgment and intuition to decide how much information to share and how much to deflect. One advantage of providing vague answers or diverting the topic is that it can assist in developing a stronger understanding of oneself and the ability to manage one's actions. In today's world of constant sharing, it's easy to lose touch with our own thoughts, feelings, and desires. We can become overly influenced by seeking validation and approval from others. By being more discerning about what we choose to share, and by taking a moment to contemplate our own experiences and viewpoints before expressing them to others, we can cultivate a stronger sense of self and enhance our ability to reflect and grow personally. When we respond with a lack of clarity or shift the topic, it can foster deeper connections and closeness in our relationships. When we share too much too soon, there's a chance we can create a false sense of closeness that isn't based on genuine understanding or mutual respect. When we choose to be less open and more selective about what we share, we encourage others to connect with us on a deeper level. This invites them to ask meaningful questions and show genuine interest in our lives, rather than just treating our personal information as entertainment or gossip. Naturally, providing ambiguous responses or diverting the topic is not always the best approach. There may be instances where it is necessary or suitable to be more candid and straightforward about our personal lives and experiences. For instance, when we ask for assistance, support, or guidance from others, it's crucial to offer thorough and precise details about our situation and difficulties. In relationships where trust and intimacy have been built, it can be helpful to openly and honestly share our thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This can strengthen the connection and deepen our understanding of each other. The skill of providing indirect answers or diverting the topic revolves around striking a delicate balance between revealing oneself and safeguarding one's privacy, between being open and maintaining an air of intrigue. It's important to be mindful and thoughtful in how we portray ourselves to others, and to create an air of depth, complexity, and intrigue that encourages others to connect with us in a genuine and meaningful way. In a world where sharing every detail and constantly revealing personal information have become the norm, the skill of providing vague answers or gracefully changing the subject is rare and valuable. It enables us to preserve our privacy and have control over our personal information, while also fostering genuine connection and intimacy in our relationships. We can confidently and authentically navigate the complexities of the digital age by being more selective and intentional about what we share, and by embracing an air of mystery and depth. Certainly, becoming skilled at responding vaguely or diverting the topic requires practice, patience, and self-awareness. We need to be aware of our personal boundaries and desires, while also considering the needs and expectations of others. We need to have faith in our own identity and be receptive to feedback and personal development. It's important to approach how we present ourselves to the world with thoughtfulness and authenticity, staying true to our values and beliefs. With some dedication and practice, the skill of providing ambiguous responses or diverting the conversation can be a valuable asset for personal development, self-exploration, and building meaningful relationships with others. It can assist in fostering a sense of curiosity, complexity, and fascination, while also safeguarding our privacy and establishing healthy boundaries in our relationships. It can lead to a more satisfying and genuine life, where we can express ourselves with others in our own way, in a manner that feels genuine and significant to us. Lesson 4. Cultivate hobbies and interests that you keep private. It can be refreshing and empowering to have hobbies and interests that we choose to keep private. Having personal passions and pursuits that we choose not to share with others can add a sense of mystery and depth to our lives, which is often missing in our culture of oversharing. In addition, maintaining privacy in certain areas of our lives can contribute to a stronger sense of self, promote personal development, and offer a valuable respite from external pressures and expectations. One of the main advantages of having personal hobbies and interests is that it enables us to discover and nurture new skills and passions without worrying about seeking validation or approval from others. When we openly share our lives with others, we can sometimes rely too heavily on their feedback and opinions to gauge the value of our endeavors. It's common to feel unsure of ourselves and insecure when we're always seeking validation and acceptance from others. By keeping certain hobbies and interests to ourselves, we can pursue them solely for our own pleasure and fulfillment, without concerning ourselves with others' opinions or judgments. Keeping certain hobbies and interests private can contribute to a stronger sense of self and personal identity. Sharing every aspect of our lives with others can lead us to lose touch with our own thoughts, feelings, and desires. We may become overly influenced by the opinions and expectations of others. Engaging in personal hobbies and activities solely for our own pleasure and satisfaction can help us develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and enhance our ability to make choices that align with our true desires. It's possible to pursue our own interests and passions without seeking approval from others, which can help us develop a genuine and down-to-earth understanding of ourselves and our values. Engaging in activities that push us outside of our comfort zones and require us to learn new skills and knowledge can lead to personal growth and transformation. By maintaining privacy in these endeavors, we have the freedom to explore them at our own rhythm, without the burden of impressing or attaining in the presence of others. We have the freedom to make mistakes, try out new ideas and techniques, and cultivate our own distinct style and approach, all while having a sense of privacy and control over the process. Developing private hobbies and interests can contribute to personal growth and self-discovery, while also enhancing resilience and adaptability. Engaging in activities purely for our own enjoyment and fulfillment helps us stay resilient in the face of setbacks, challenges, or failures in other areas of our lives. We possess a clear sense of purpose and meaning that is not reliant on external factors or validation. We can utilize the skills and knowledge we have acquired through our personal endeavors to effectively navigate challenging situations and conquer obstacles. Keeping certain hobbies and interests private can add a touch of mystery and intrigue to our relationships with others. Sharing every aspect of our lives with others can sometimes create a false sense of intimacy or familiarity that may not be rooted in genuine understanding or connection. Creating a sense of depth and complexity by keeping our private pursuits to ourselves can be highly appealing and captivating to others. We encourage others to connect with us on a more meaningful level, to inquire and demonstrate genuine curiosity about our lives, rather than just using our personal information for entertainment or casual conversation. Certainly, it can be challenging to pursue personal hobbies and interests, particularly in a society that often values sharing as a means of connection and self-expression. Many of us feel the urge to disclose every detail of our lives, whether it's on social media, in casual chats, or with close friends and partners. By being mindful and discerning about what we share and what we keep to ourselves, we can cultivate a more well-rounded and genuine sense of self that doesn't rely on seeking validation or approval from others. Creating a separate time and space for your hobbies and interests can help you focus on them without any interruptions from your daily routine. We can make it easier for ourselves by setting aside dedicated time each day or week to focus on our personal interests. Another option is to create a designated space in our homes or communities where we can freely explore these interests without any distractions. When we prioritize our personal hobbies and interests, we communicate their significance to ourselves and those around us. They become a meaningful and essential aspect of our identity and values. One way to nurture personal hobbies and interests is to be conscious of the people and surroundings we choose to be around. Although it may be tempting to share our passions and pursuits with like-minded people, there is value in keeping certain aspects of our lives private, even from those closest to us. By carefully choosing who we share our private hobbies and interests with, we can foster a sense of intimacy and trust that is built on genuine understanding and connection, rather than shallow or transactional relationships. Focus on personal hobbies and interests offers us the opportunity to discover and cultivate new abilities and interests without feeling judged or burdened by outside pressures. Additionally, it serves as a valuable retreat from the demands and pressures of our everyday routines. Understanding ourselves better can contribute to a stronger sense of self and personal identity. It also promotes personal growth and resilience, while allowing for more meaningful connections with others. Naturally, engaging in personal hobbies and interests doesn't always have the same effect for everyone. There might be occasions where it can be truly beneficial and fulfilling to share our passions and pursuits with others. By being mindful and discerning about what we decide to disclose and what we choose to keep to ourselves, we can cultivate a more harmonious and genuine sense of identity that is rooted in our personal values, aspirations, and life encounters. In a society that frequently associates sharing with connection and self-expression, it can be difficult, and even go against the norm, to develop personal hobbies and interests. We need to have confidence in our own identity. Be at ease with being alone and reflecting on ourselves, and avoid the urge to constantly seek validation and approval from others. Nevertheless, by recognizing the significance of privacy and embracing activities that bring us personal satisfaction, we can develop a genuine and enigmatic sense of self that is uniquely ours. If you ever feel burdened by the need to always share and reveal personal information, try developing a hobby or interest that you can keep to yourself. Engaging in personal hobbies, such as journaling, playing an instrument, or exploring creative activities, can provide a sense of grounding, rejuvenation, and empowerment. It can assist in maintaining a stronger sense of self, promoting personal growth and resilience, and facilitating deeper, more authentic connections with others. And perhaps you'll uncover a hidden passion or talent while developing a unique sense of mystery and depth. Lesson 5. Maintain a more low-key presence on social media. Social media has become a crucial aspect of our everyday lives in today's digital era. Social media platforms provide numerous opportunities for self-expression, networking, and information sharing, allowing you to stay connected with friends and family and build a personal brand or business. Nevertheless, with the increasing pressure to constantly share and interact with others online, more and more people are discovering the advantages of maintaining a more understated presence on social media. This approach can help foster a sense of intrigue, safeguard personal information, and improve overall mental and emotional health. A key benefit of being less active on social media is that it relieves the pressure to always put on a show and present a carefully crafted image of ourselves to others. Many social media platforms are designed to encourage users to share their best moments, achievements, and experiences, creating a highlight reel of their lives that can be both inspiring and intimidating to others. Nevertheless, if we consistently aim to portray an idealized version of ourselves on the internet, we run the risk of disconnecting from our true selves and fixating too much on seeking validation and approval from others. By adopting a more relaxed approach to social media, we can free ourselves from the constant need to impress and instead use these platforms in a way that aligns with our true selves. We can achieve this by reducing our posting frequency, carefully choosing the content we share, and interacting with others in a thoughtful and deliberate manner. By adopting a more relaxed and genuine approach to social media, we can alleviate the pressure and worry that often accompanies the desire to present a flawless online image. Instead, we can view these platforms as a means for authentic connection and self-expression. We should consider being more mindful when it comes to sharing personal photos, location data, or other sensitive information on social media platforms. It's important to utilize privacy settings to manage who can view our posts and profiles. By adopting a mindful approach to the information we share online, we can minimize the chances of our personal data being misused or exploited by others. This allows us to have a stronger grip on our online identities. Research has indicated that spending too much time on social media can contribute to heightened levels of anxiety, depression, and loneliness, while also negatively impacting self-esteem and body image. Constantly comparing ourselves to others online or feeling pressured to maintain a perfect image can lead to unhealthy habits and thought patterns that can negatively impact our mental health in the long run. By adopting a less prominent approach on social media, we can minimize our vulnerability to these detrimental influences, and instead concentrate on utilizing these platforms in a manner that promotes well-being and equilibrium. We can make things easier by establishing boundaries for our social media usage. For example, we can limit the time we spend on these platforms each day, or be more selective about the accounts and content we interact with. With a mindful and intentional approach, we can minimize the negative effects of social media on our mental well-being and transform it into a platform for positive self-expression and meaningful connections. Another advantage of maintaining a more low-profile presence on social media is that it can help us create a sense of curiosity and interest in our personal and professional lives. Adopting a more thoughtful and cautious approach to the information we disclose online can add a layer of depth and intricacy that is often missing in our digital existence. By adopting a more understated approach on social media, we encourage others to connect with us on a deeper level. This invites genuine curiosity and meaningful conversations, rather than just using our personal information for entertainment or casual chit-chat. This can be especially useful in professional settings, where having a more subtle online presence can assist us in establishing a strong personal brand while still maintaining our privacy and authenticity. By carefully choosing what we share online and highlighting our skills, expertise, and values in a genuine manner, we can attract the right opportunities and connections without feeling the need to constantly promote ourselves or disclose every aspect of our lives. Certainly, it can be challenging to maintain a less prominent presence on social media, particularly in a culture that frequently associates online visibility with achievement and impact. Many people find it irresistible to frequently share and interact with others on the internet, whether it's to gain a following, advertise a business or cause, or just to feel a sense of connection. By making conscious choices about how we use social media and putting our well-being and privacy first, we can cultivate a genuine and satisfying online presence that aligns with our true selves. Choosing the right social media platforms and using them wisely can help us maintain a more low-key presence online. Certain social media platforms, like LinkedIn or Twitter, are designed for professional networking and sharing information, while others, like Instagram or TikTok, prioritize personal expression and creativity. By carefully choosing the platforms we use and adapting our strategy to align with our goals and values, we can cultivate a genuine and purposeful online presence that brings us satisfaction and meaning. Setting boundaries around our social media use can help us maintain a more relaxed presence on these platforms. This includes managing the time we spend on them and being mindful of the content we engage with. We can achieve this by allocating dedicated time slots to check and interact with social media, instead of constantly monitoring our feeds throughout the day. Another approach could involve being more discerning when it comes to the accounts and content we choose to follow. We can consider unfollowing or muting accounts that don't match our values or add value to our online experience. In today's situation, where social media has taken over our personal and professional lives, having a more subtle presence on these platforms can help us regain control over our time, energy, and privacy. We can take a break from the constant need to perform and share, and instead concentrate on using these platforms in a manner that feels genuine and significant to us. It assists in safeguarding our personal information and mitigating the adverse effects that social media can have on our mental health and well-being. It also opens up possibilities for forming authentic and meaningful relationships with others, whether it's through the internet or in person. Naturally, finding the right approach to social media presence is not a universal solution, and there may be instances where being more active on these platforms can be beneficial and fulfilling. By practicing mindfulness and being intentional with our social media usage, we can prioritize our well-being and authenticity. This allows us to create a more balanced and fulfilling online presence that enhances our lives and relationships in meaningful ways. Lesson 6. Develop your self-confidence and self-sufficiency. To regain a sense of wonder and make our lives less complicated, it is crucial to cultivate our self-assurance and independence. Developing a strong sense of self and relying on our own resources and abilities can help us create an intriguing and deep presence that attracts others, while staying true to ourselves and maintaining our well-being. Developing self-confidence and self-sufficiency helps us become less dependent on seeking validation and approval from others. It's important to be mindful of how much we rely on the validation of others, as it can disconnect us from our own inner thoughts, emotions, and wants. Relying on the opinions and feedback of others to gauge our self-worth and value can result in feelings of insecurity and self-doubt. By cultivating a robust self-assurance, we can gain the ability to rely on our own intuition and assessments, enabling us to make choices aligned with our personal beliefs and priorities, rather than being swayed by external pressures. When we constantly seek validation and approval from others, we may be more prone to oversharing personal information or engaging in behaviors that can compromise our privacy or well-being. Through developing a solid understanding of ourselves, we can establish and uphold healthy boundaries in our relationships, effectively expressing our needs and desires. We can easily learn to decline requests or invitations that don't align with our values or priorities, and to safeguard our personal information and privacy in a manner that feels genuine and empowering. Building self-confidence and self-sufficiency can contribute to our personal growth and empower us to lead more independent and autonomous lives. When we constantly seek validation and approval from others, we tend to prioritize their expectations over our own values and desires. By cultivating a solid understanding of ourselves, we can learn to make decisions that align with our own needs and priorities, and to take ownership of our lives and choices. We can develop trust in our own judgment and instincts, and confidently pursue our goals and dreams with determination. Certainly, building self-confidence and self-sufficiency can be challenging, particularly in a society that frequently links success and happiness to external validation and approval. Many people find themselves desiring the validation and recognition of others, whether it be on social media, in relationships, or in their careers. Nevertheless, by actively working on developing a solid understanding of ourselves and depending on our own skills and capabilities, we can gradually gain the confidence and independence needed to navigate life more effortlessly and genuinely. Developing our own skills, talents, and interests can help us build self-confidence and self-sufficiency. Investing time and energy into activities that bring us joy and fulfillment can help us develop a stronger sense of self and a greater appreciation for our abilities and resources. Whether it's acquiring a new skill, exploring a creative passion, or taking on challenging activities, prioritizing personal growth and development can boost our confidence and independence, enabling us to present our true selves to the world. Practicing self-care and self-compassion can help you build self-confidence and self-sufficiency. By being kind and nurturing to ourselves and putting our own needs first, we convey a strong message to ourselves and those around us that we deserve love and respect. By prioritizing self-care and compassion, we can develop a stronger sense of self-worth and acceptance, making it easier to navigate through life with grace. Building self-confidence and independence can be a powerful way to take care of oneself and explore personal growth. It enables us to regain our privacy and tranquility and to develop an air of intrigue and complexity that attracts others to us while maintaining our true selves and overall happiness. It assists us in establishing healthier boundaries in our relationships and navigating life's challenges more effortlessly and gracefully. It also opens up possibilities for more authentic and satisfying interactions with others, whether online or in person. Building self-confidence and self-sufficiency does not require isolating ourselves or pushing others away. Instead, it's about developing a solid understanding of ourselves so that we can genuinely connect with others. It's all about understanding the importance of self-reliance and being receptive to the help and advice of trusted companions. And it's all about crafting a life that aligns with our personal values and desires, instead of constantly seeking validation and approval from others. Lesson 7. Have a circle of reliable people who value your privacy. To regain a sense of wonder and streamline our lives, it is crucial to develop a network of trustworthy people who appreciate our need for privacy. Creating a safe and nurturing environment involves surrounding ourselves with people who respect our boundaries and support our desire for privacy. This allows us to be our most authentic and mysterious selves. Having a circle of trustworthy people who respect our privacy is crucial for fostering a sense of safety and trust in our relationships. Sharing personal information with others requires a significant amount of trust, as we rely on them to respect our privacy and maintain the confidentiality of our information. When we choose to be around trustworthy people who respect our boundaries and keep our confidences, we can feel more secure in opening up and sharing our thoughts, feelings, and experiences with them. Feeling safe and having trust is really important, especially when we're facing tough times and rely on the help and advice of our close friends and family. Having a trustworthy group of people who respect our privacy can also add an element of curiosity and fascination to our connections with others. By consistently sharing every aspect of our lives with others, we run the risk of becoming predictable or uninteresting to those around us. By making thoughtful choices about what we choose to share and surrounding ourselves with people who value our privacy, we can cultivate a captivating presence that remains true to ourselves and promotes our overall well-being. We can make a conscious effort to be more selective in what we share about ourselves, which can add an element of anticipation and excitement to our relationships with others. Building a network of trustworthy people who respect our privacy can be challenging, especially in a society that often associates sharing with closeness and connection. Many people find it tempting to share personal information with others, whether it's through social media, casual conversations, or close relationships. By being mindful and discerning about the people we trust with our personal information, and by surrounding ourselves with respectful people, we can foster genuine and satisfying connections with others. To create a trustworthy group of people who respect our privacy, it's important to establish clear boundaries and communicate our expectations right from the start. When we start new relationships or find ourselves in social situations, it's important to express our need for privacy and confidentiality from the beginning. It's also helpful to set clear boundaries about what we feel comfortable sharing and what we don't. By taking a proactive and assertive approach to setting boundaries, we can attract like-minded people who value and respect our privacy. This helps prevent any future misunderstandings or trust issues. One way to build a trustworthy network of people who respect our privacy is to carefully choose who we share our personal information with. We should consider being more selective about the friends and acquaintances we let into our inner circle, as well as being cautious when it comes to sharing personal information with unfamiliar or untrustworthy people. It could also involve being more mindful of the information we decide to share, and keeping our deepest thoughts and experiences for those we trust the most. Certainly, Building a network of trustworthy people who prioritize our privacy is not a universal solution, and there may be instances where it is beneficial or essential to share personal information with a larger group. For instance, during difficult times, it can be beneficial to reach out to a larger community for support and encouragement by sharing our experiences. Likewise, when we aim to increase awareness about a specific issue or cause, recounting our personal stories and experiences can be a compelling method to inspire and motivate others. However, even in these situations, it's beneficial to have a close-knit group of trusted confidants who we can rely on for intimate and confidential support. By surrounding ourselves with people who value our privacy and encourage our genuine and profound selves, we can establish a feeling of security and confidence that enables us to handle difficult circumstances with poise and strength. Having a trustworthy group of people who prioritize our privacy can assist us in developing a deeper understanding of ourselves and promoting introspection. In a world where we're always sharing every aspect of our lives, it's easy to lose touch with our own thoughts, feelings, and desires. We can become more focused on seeking validation and approval from others. By being mindful of who we choose to share our personal information with and surrounding ourselves with supportive people, we can create an environment that allows for self-reflection and introspection. It's important to dedicate some time to delve into our thoughts and emotions, allowing us to develop a better understanding of ourselves and our role in the world. It can be a powerful act of self-care and self-discovery to surround ourselves with trustworthy people who respect our privacy. It enables us to rediscover a sense of wonder and complexity and to forge genuine and satisfying bonds with others. It assists us in establishing healthier boundaries in our relationships and in navigating life's challenges with more simplicity and clarity. It enables the chance for more authentic and significant interactions with others, whether it's online or in person. If you ever feel burdened by the need to share too much and sacrifice your privacy, it might be helpful to take a break and concentrate on building a trustworthy group of people who respect your privacy. Surrounding yourself with supportive people who respect your boundaries and value your authenticity and depth can foster a safe and trusting environment, enabling you to embrace your true self while maintaining an air of intrigue. By doing this, you may uncover a fresh sense of liberation, imagination, and happiness that arises from being genuinely recognized and comprehended by the people who are most important to you. This enables us to embrace our authentic and enigmatic sides. If you're tired of feeling overwhelmed by the need to share too much and sacrifice your privacy, try focusing on building a trustworthy circle of people who respect your boundaries. You'll be amazed at how your relationships and life can change in wonderful and unexpected ways. Lesson 8. Take a moment to think before disclosing personal information. It's important to be mindful of the information we share. There are many advantages to taking a moment to think before revealing personal information. Firstly, it enables us to be more deliberate and discerning when deciding what information to share. By pausing to consider our words before speaking or posting, we can evaluate if the information is truly worth sharing. We can consider whether or not we are comfortable sharing this information with our intended audience. Or is there any potential harm in using this information? By being mindful and intentional about the personal information we share, we can have more control over our privacy and avoid the risks of oversharing. When we take a moment to reflect on our words, we can express our thoughts in a clearer and more thoughtful manner. We can make the effort to select our words thoughtfully and communicate in a manner that reflects our genuine selves. Understanding and connecting with others becomes more meaningful and satisfying, while also fostering self-awareness and self-understanding. One more advantage of pausing before sharing personal information is that it can assist us in establishing healthier boundaries in our relationships. Sharing personal details too quickly or without considering the context can lead to a misleading sense of closeness that may not be reciprocated or suitable. By being mindful and selective about the information we share, we can establish a clear distinction between our public and private lives and have more control over our interactions with others. We can improve our communication of boundaries, which can help prevent any potential awkwardness or discomfort that may arise from sharing too much information. It can be challenging to pause and consider before sharing personal information, especially in a society that values quick thinking, immediate satisfaction, and constant self-revelation. During intense moments, it's easy to say things impulsively or reveal personal information in search of validation or connection. With a little practice, we can develop the habit of taking a moment to think before we speak or post, which helps us communicate more thoughtfully and purposefully. Practicing active listening can help develop the habit of pausing to think before sharing personal information. During conversations, it's common to become absorbed in our own thoughts and emotions, often prioritizing our own words over the other person's message. When we actively listen and fully engage with others, we allow for deeper reflection and thoughtful interactions. We can make an effort to understand what others are saying and respond in a genuine and suitable manner. One effective method for developing the habit of pausing before sharing personal details is to establish clear intentions and boundaries for our communication. Prior to initiating a conversation or making an online post, it's helpful to pause and clearly define our intentions and objectives. We can consider questions such as, "What are my goals in sharing this information?" Or "What impression do I want to make with my words or posts?" When we are clear and intentional in our communication, we can make thoughtful decisions about the personal information we share. Naturally, pausing to consider before sharing personal information isn't a guaranteed fix for the issues of oversharing and privacy in the digital era. At times, we may unintentionally share more than we intended, or others may betray our trust by disclosing our personal details without our permission. Nevertheless, with a little practice of taking a moment to think before speaking or posting, we can develop a stronger sense of intrigue, genuineness, and command over our lives. One more advantage of pausing before sharing personal information is that it can assist us in forming stronger and more genuine connections with others. By being mindful and selective about the personal information we disclose, we open doors to forming deeper connections with others who share our values, interests, and experiences. We appeal to people who value our enigmatic nature and profound essence, and who are willing to dedicate the necessary effort and time to truly understand us. By communicating with clarity and sincerity, we can cultivate trust, respect, and mutual understanding in our relationships. Furthermore, pausing to consider before sharing personal information can assist us in developing a stronger ability to bounce back from difficulties and setbacks. By being cautious and thoughtful about the information we disclose, we can reduce the chances of feeling exposed or vulnerable when things don't go according to plan. It is possible to uphold our privacy and maintain control over our personal lives, even when faced with public scrutiny or criticism. Through clear and straightforward communication, we can cultivate a stronger sense of self and better navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. It's all about being mindful and selective about what we choose to reveal about ourselves, creating a sense of depth and complexity that attracts others while still protecting our privacy and well-being. It's all about effective communication that aligns with our authentic selves, while also being mindful of others' boundaries and independence. And it's all about creating stronger, more genuine connections rooted in common values, interests, and experiences. This simple act can have a profound impact on our well-being and help us better understand ourselves. It enables us to regain our sense of wonder and complexity, and to forge more genuine and satisfying relationships with others. It assists us in establishing healthier boundaries in our relationships and in navigating life's challenges with more simplicity and clarity. It facilitates the chance for more authentic and significant connections with others, whether it's online or in person. Pausing to consider before sharing personal information can help us maintain a sense of intrigue and substance in our lives, while also safeguarding our privacy and overall welfare in a world of constant visibility. By being mindful and selective about the personal details we share, we can enhance our communication, build stronger relationships, and foster meaningful connections based on shared values and experiences. If you ever feel burdened by the need to share too much and sacrifice your privacy, try taking a moment to pause before revealing personal details. You might be surprised by the positive changes that unfold in your life. Lesson 9. Create a personal style that is mysterious and captivating. By cultivating a unique and intriguing personal style, we can attract others while staying true to ourselves and maintaining a sense of mystery. There are many advantages to developing a personal style that is intriguing and captivating. Firstly, it enables us to express ourselves in a creative and genuine manner, without the pressure to constantly disclose every aspect of our lives. By embracing a personal style that is mysterious and captivating, we can allow our aesthetic to communicate on our behalf, without the need to disclose excessive information. We can utilize fashion, beauty, and various forms of self-expression to communicate a sense of depth, complexity, and intrigue, without needing to reveal personal information or specifics about our lives. One advantage of developing an intriguing and captivating personal style is that it can assist us in attracting the appropriate attention and opportunities. Presenting ourselves in a straightforward and clear manner naturally attracts others who are interested and inspired by our unique presence. We might discover that we attract people who share our values, interests, and passions, rather than those who are only drawn to us for superficial reasons. By developing a personal style that is intriguing and captivating, we can create a sense of exclusivity and selectivity in our interactions with others, and attract those who genuinely appreciate and value our true selves. Naturally, developing an intriguing and captivating personal style does not involve adopting a fake identity or concealing our true selves. Instead, it's about purposefully choosing which parts of ourselves to show and how we portray ourselves to others. It's important to cultivate a personal style that reflects our true selves and allows us to maintain privacy and control over our lives. Creating a captivating personal style can be achieved by prioritizing quality rather than quantity. Instead of constantly purchasing new clothes, accessories, or beauty products, we can opt for a few essential items that are timeless, well-crafted, and perfectly match our personal taste and style. We can select items that have a distinct, expressive, and attention grabbing quality without necessarily following current trends or being overly flashy. By carefully selecting our wardrobe and personal style, we can create an air of intrigue and charm that captivates others without giving away too much. One way to develop an intriguing and captivating personal style is by embracing a minimalist and straightforward approach. Instead of getting caught up in unnecessary details or extra accessories, we can concentrate on a few essential elements that truly reflect our individual style and aesthetic. We can select a signature color palette, silhouette, or accessory that becomes a distinctive element of our look, and construct our wardrobe and personal style around that central theme. Embracing a minimalist approach allows us to create an elegant and sophisticated appeal that distinguishes us from others. Naturally, developing a unique and captivating personal style is not a universal solution, and what may be effective for one individual may not be suitable for someone else. It's crucial to explore various styles, colors, and aesthetics until we discover what resonates with our true and authentic selves. Exploring unfamiliar territory and drawing inspiration from unlikely sources can be beneficial. However, through embracing an open mindset, maintaining curiosity, and being willing to step out of our comfort zones, we can gradually cultivate a personal style that exudes an air of intrigue and captivates others. It's crucial to consider the context and audience when it comes to developing an intriguing and captivating personal style. It's crucial to stay true to who we are. But sometimes we have to adjust our style or aesthetic based on the situation or environment. For instance, we might opt for a more formal or conservative attire for a job interview or professional event, while embracing a more creative or expressive style for a social gathering or artistic pursuit. By understanding the context and audience, we can create an appropriate and effective sense of mystery and allure for each situation. In addition, developing an enigmatic and captivating personal style extends beyond our clothing choices and physical appearance. It's important to consider how we present ourselves, the positive vibes we bring to our interactions with others, and our communication and self-expression. We can create an air of intrigue and fascination by paying attention to our body language, tone of voice, and overall demeanor, as well as by carefully selecting our words and sharing captivating stories. By consciously and thoughtfully presenting ourselves to the world, we can cultivate a sense of depth, complexity, and fascination that extends beyond our mere physical appearance. In today's society, where sharing personal information is common and boundaries are blurred, developing a unique and intriguing personal style can be a powerful way to express and explore oneself. We can regain our privacy and take charge of our personal lives, all while expressing ourselves creatively and authentically. It enables us to develop a stronger sense of self-confidence and self-assurance, and attract the right kind of attention and opportunities. It generates a feeling of depth, intricacy, and fascination that attracts others to us while still staying true to ourselves and not revealing too much. If you ever feel burdened by the need to share too much and sacrifice your privacy, try concentrating on developing a personal style that is intriguing and alluring. By consciously choosing what parts of yourself to share and how you present yourself, you can create an air of allure, sophistication, and intrigue that makes you stand out. By doing this, you may uncover a newfound sense of liberation, imagination, and happiness that arises from being genuinely recognized and valued for who you truly are. By consciously choosing what we share and how we present ourselves, we can create an intriguing and authentic image that attracts others without sacrificing our true selves. If you're tired of feeling pressured to share too much and sacrifice your privacy, try embracing a personal style that is intriguing and captivating. You might be surprised by the beautiful and unexpected changes it brings to your life. Final lesson: become mysterious, stop oversharing. As you progress, remember the importance of maintaining a sense of intrigue and being mindful of what you choose to disclose and to whom. Have confidence in your own intuition and embrace your individuality. By expressing your individuality, by expressing you and in true to who you are, You are on the brink of captivating the world with your intriguing and captivating persona. Embrace the journey and witness the magic of life unfolding in wonderful and surprising ways.